I pay
Yes.
actually I pay I'm not pay a lot of time to follow them all the time.
Yeah.
But and because I think that like they would learn from their father rather than me
Of
because
course.
they are son. So so the my role is my responsibility is I think that less and not very burden. But I think if I have I had a daughter, I think that I need to pay more time to take care
Course.
of her.
Of
Yeah.
course. Yeah, of
Yes, and I
course.
need to teach a lot of things for her. For
Yeah,
example,
definitely,
yeah,
definitely,
yeah,
of course. Yeah, totally different, but I feel like that. So regardless, the gender, like boys or girls, son or daughter, I feel like this is really big responsibility for both parents, like, father and mother. So spending time and in, of course, different ways, maybe different ways, different like treatment, different attitude, but totally, we can say that totally it's difficult, challenging. And I think every child requires their own method. So sometimes you're like, okay, this is good for girls, this is good for boys. But I feel like no, every child, so it's like, especially so since I'm a teacher, I can see that every student, every child requires their own method. Like there is no rule that I have one method and I actually just follow my rules and policies and there, okay, I can get what I want. So it's totally challenging. And I think especially so for you or maybe me or just other parents these days. So I can say that this challenge is far, I can say the harder or like, we can say that is more challenging than it used to be since we have technology and they've become aware of everything. Now they are,
yes,
for example, price conscious. Now they are, for example, fashion conscious. Now they are, I don't know, like gender conscious. So everything, they are aware of what is going on around them. And it's not easy to just monitor and observe and control everything. And if
yes.
just we decide not to control, everything will go smoothly. But if we want to control, no, I feel like that we can't.
Yes, but anyway, I think that not control entirely, but should
No,
give enough observation
definitely.
for the sudden chance, so we
Yes,
can give advice in
definitely.
time they want, and I think that for children age, they often neglect to pay enough attention on
Course.
studying. So I
Yeah.
think that like my son, my youngest son, I am applying many method teacher to him.
So it's not easy.
Because I think that I have only one chance to raise a perfect kid. So I send him to the many classes like
Yeah.
drawing class, music class, and mathematics extra class
Yeah,
with
I know
a
what you
teacher.
say.
Yeah. So, but at the and I the way I do is that I discuss with him before making decision, and I
Yeah.
get his consent before I making decision to send him to that class, and luckily the drawing class and music class he enjoy, and he loved to learn. So
Ah,
I don't need to remind him to go to those class. He keep yeah he follow the timetable, and he can go by himself. Yeah, so I
yeah,
think that
that's
that a
it,
good
I
very good
think.
way. Yes,
Yeah, of course.
but,
When they're into something, they
yes,
follow, so you don't need to. They
yes,
try to learn,
teacher.
they try to spend, but when they don't like something, so even so, whatever you say, whatever you do, so they don't like. So that is
That's right, teacher.
perfect. So it's like,
Yes, and
drawing, art,
yes,
whatever it is. So I think
yes,
it's important to know their talents and interest.
yes,
So,
that's right,
yeah.
teacher. And I think that at his age, 12 years old, now that is the period that he changed very quickly, both in physics and in mind both. So in physical, he transferred from a boy to a man,
Of
and
course.
character he also improved very quickly. So so I think that um, mm, mm, I am I learned to know a lot of subject, a lot of class, so I can advise him to join. And yes, and in his class also, school also, I am now I mean that I take him to go to the bookstore and buy a lot of book. He choose and ask
Ah,
him,
yeah.
advise him to choose a lot of books. So at home, he try to work with some book, and if he is interested in some book, he can work well, he can learn well with that
Yes.
book. Yeah, so I think that is very good way.
Yes.
And yes, and there are two main subject in his school is English and math. He keep learning and um, keep learning more frequently at home. And
Yeah.
I and him also discuss, and he will give the target, for example, a math for each main subject, English and math. So so
Yeah.
far I think that is a very good way, and
Yes.
it's not very burden for him, but he need to know very clearly about his target. Yeah,
Yes.
so I think that I think that is it a very good method. And so far, my youngest son still cooperate well with me. So I think that I am going the right way,
Yes.
and we are still happy each other
Yeah,
in
that is.
learning. And yeah, he is happy to learn, and I am
um,
also can follow him, can support
ah,
him
very good.
when he need. Yes.
Yeah, perfect. So while you want more, that is perfect. Actually, it's like ideal. So yeah,
Ideal.
ideally,
Yeah.
yeah. So you try your best to
Yes.
support, to
So
help,
and
and of course,
yeah,
if you
yeah,
don't over expect everything, I can say that you will get what you want. But if no, yeah, I mean, if you find the right balance, yeah,
yeah,
everything will go smoothly. But if no, it backfires. Like, I can say that the result will be the opposite of what you want. So it's better just,
yeah,
I think that sometimes, yes, that we see that they go off track. So they lose control, they lose
yeah,
direction. But I feel like that just we need to let them do and experience. And then they decide, they find a way. And as I told you, I always say that no one size fits all formula. Like, just we don't have a single solution that works for everyone. So everyone, every
yes, that's
teenager,
right.
every kid
Yeah,
needs their own formula and own
yeah,
method, own
yes, that's
approach.
right,
And
teacher.
they
Totally
have their
agree.
unique approaches,
Yes,
and we can
yes,
see,
that's
but
right.
we should wait and just to see how they want and to do, or what they want to do. So we need to just wait. There is nothing to do. Okay, and as you said, we can monitor but not control. We can observe, we can separate, but not just directly control everything. Yeah.
Yes, that's right, teacher. And and I and my husband recently, when we grow in terms of growing children, we often have a different opinion and argue a lot. I am support for the way that student need good education, and at much as possible. It means that as long as they don't feel very burdened about learning, we can support them, we can help them. As in grown up parent, we should support them to find the subject they are enjoy, they enjoy, and should help them to be very interesting in learning. I think that
Yes.
is very important because I am my opinion that education is very important,
Definitely.
and yes, very important to have a good career in the future
Yes.
and have a happy life in the future also. But my husband, he is different thinking, because he think that no need to have a very good education,
Uh,
but the people can be happy if we balance life. We have a lot of friends.
yes.
We Yes, and we also work and have a money,
Two
not no
different.
need to have a lot of money, but enough for living costs, and
Yes.
but still have a spare time for friends. That is his opinion. I think that nothing wrong.
Yeah.
Yes, but I think that for the current society, when everything needs money, so I think
Yes.
that the cost of life is very
Yes.
high,
Fine.
very
Yes.
expensive. So
Yes.
for me, I think that if in case we have our children have a good job, have a good salary, is much better than much better. So that is my opinion. And
Yes.
to have a good career in the future, today they need to pay attention on
Mm.
learning.
Actually, I can say that I partly agree with you, partly agree with your husband. But I think, of course, they're both two different, we can say perspective. But
Yeah,
one is we can say that funnier, and of course, we can say that more interesting but it's a little bit just off realistic. So, like as you said, yes. Now we are living in a world that even for living and breathing you need money, so everything. So if you don't, of course you can't. There is like a competition. Okay, so for example, your okay, son needs to go to school. Okay, they need some basic, they need something, and we can see that. Okay, there is like a different word outside. So everything. So we can say that money. Unfortunately, I don't want to say it's good, but unfortunately, money has become the solution of everything. So that is the way that we can have a better life. That is the way that we can be happy. And you're right. But I feel like that no. Yes, about education, it's really important, but if you can use it. So practical education is more and important and better than just, theory. So you may just, I don't know, study in a perfect university, graduate from a perfect university, but you can't. But you can find the position you want because of your skills. You know what I
yeah,
mean? Because it's
yeah,
not only about education. So different things affect your future career, different items, different factors. But I feel like that if you can like balance everything, so if I need communication skills and practical experience, that is, I think that matters, then
yeah,
of course you will have a perfect position in the future. So I think both of them. But definitely agree
yeah,
with you that we need to work hard because in the past, maybe we could live, but not
yeah,
now. We can say that, okay, even for basic needs, people need to work hard. But of course, in the past, no. But different perspective, so we should respect. But you
yeah.
try hard for, yeah, of
Yes,
course, for your children. Yeah.
yes, teacher.
And it's so hard, you always need to think about your kids, your like life, their life, the future, then after education, okay. But normally, so I always said after 18, they need to know what they want to do. They need to go, they need to experience, they need to learn, okay, what they want to do. And of course, we support. But if
Yes,
I want to just, push them to do something forever, no, it doesn't work because they won't learn how to uh, do things like, independently without, for example, mom's assistance, without dad's support. So they need to learn, yeah, so they can live.
Yes, that's right, teacher.
Yeah.
And I think that Asian countries, parent roles, I think that m- m- more burden than Europe and American country, because here the government does not support us a lot in financial matter for to raise a children. We need to Parents need to pay a lot of money for their tuition, and if we want a good school for children, we need to pay more, very expensive. And I think that is that is the burden now for the couple, for a couple in Asian country who want to
Uh,
raise children in a good way, in a good condition. So I
yeah.
think that's very burden. Now we on when we talk to each other with my friend at my age, we often now discuss about children
Yeah.
education, and how to raise them better, and how to choose a good school for them. That is a very common subject now among parents. Yes.
Yes.
And yes, and that is the situation in Asian country.
Yeah, of course. I
Young
see.
couple need to work hard to earn enough money to send them their children to good school.
Yeah, of
Yeah,
course. I see your point, but yeah, of course, I understand. So different, as you
yeah,
just said, maybe competition is more intense in like Asian countries. So
yes, definitely.
you
Yeah.
actually you are trying to make a perfect just foundation for a secure and fulfilling future for your children. So
Yes,
it's
definitely.
of
Yeah,
course it's not really
yeah,
easy, and maybe sometimes you don't have free time to enjoy life. So that
yeah,
is, yeah,
yes,
I understand because of
yes,
different. But
yes,
you want to just help to open doors, to, for example, I don't know, good career, good position for your children. It's not easy, but of course, what can I say? They're different, totally different. So, but yes, just despite all this effort, so what you do, they will find their own ways. So no worries. They will find.
yes,
Yeah, one day
yes,
you see that, okay, now my son, I don't know, is a successful technician, doctor, teacher, whoever. But you will be happy at that day. So at that day. So don't worry. It will
yes.
just,
Thank you for your
everything.
advice,
Yeah,
teacher.
of course, they will find, because too much pressure on yourself, on them can, as I told you, it can like it backfires. Yeah. So
Yeah.
we'll just let them go. They can, don't worry. Ah,
Yes, thank you for
okay.
your advice, teacher.
Well, I want to give you, since we talked about this topic, actually, I want to give you some good phrases to talk about this topic. Let me just log out and back in, and then I will give you some good phrases. Okay?
Yeah,
Let's
yeah. Noted, teacher. Yeah, I will. Yes.